Gracious good morning, Professor Ahmed and class. This is Tommy Halstead with a very brief video on our slide presentation, our final slide presentation for 820, our emerging financial class with Dr. Ahmed. It's been a wonderful class, great classmates. We're now drawing to an end. This is our final ABC Tech presentation. We only have a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, to give it to the C-suite and the board. But what I have a backup of a website for additional references, etc., because the paper was like 50 pages long with 100 references. So I didn't want to miss out on all the models and analysis we'd built, but there's obviously not time to go through all those models with the C-suite. So let me share my screen. Here we are. Okay, this website is abctech.us. Set up here temporarily, kind of just to show you the slideshow and some of the background that's mentioned in the slides. These links themselves take you to the backup for the exhibits. Many exhibits that there's no time to do in the slides, obviously, but we have to show selected ones. The models we put together, several different financial models, including sensitivity analysis, etc., the comparables, etc. So this is simply the slideshow itself. We've got our title slide. I'll just buzz right through in less than 4 minutes. We've got all of the references here. And when we click on this, it takes us to this site for where the references actually are. So in the order of the slides themselves, we begin with the title slide, then we do the summary of the business issues. We'll run through those very quickly, and you can look at them. We don't read these to you, but basically, it's the history and what happened and our goal of trying to optimize EBIT and find financing. And then there's our summary of the potential resolutions. This also refers to exhibits. When you click that, then you come to this website where you can see all the backup for those. And all these then have, with the potential resolutions and other elements, have places where you can click to come to the website here and get more details, both the exhibits, the references. There's only 5 references used throughout this presentation, but there's over 100 that augment the recommendations and the hypothesis. These are ethical applications for both the company and for our stakeholders. We have an overview of our rationale and the impact on sustainability and financials. Again, these are our economic models, and you can click these and come to the models on the website and, to learn more. And so every one of these slides then, as we go through them, and the slide presentation itself will be uploaded to Halo, but in addition to discussing all of the aspects of the presentation, it also then shows us other sources we can go to see the reference on the site here. And this is, for instance, all the exhibits, and finally we have all the references. So that's quickly what the slideshow is. But then up here, we have the index for all the things that back up the slide presentation. That's why this is a very quick video to show you how to use the website to augment it. This is Dr. Ahmed's full advice on all the ABCTech issues that he has given throughout the entire course, over 10,000 words. So it's a wonderful treasure trove of advice about ABCTech, capital structures, many of those issues. And we have highlighted things especially about what are the problems and how do we find financing to integrate the instructor feedback with the presentation. Then we also have, of course, the 3 other links that we mentioned, the models themselves, where it shows all the financial models we built for the competitors, Procedure, Webroot, Intreator, McAfee, all dozens and dozens of these different competitors. In fact, the list is under exhibits under competitors, and and we've actually modeled over 20 of them, including ready ratios, full ratios, Palo Alto, Fortinet, CrowdStrike, Checkpoint, Zscaler, Okta, Cloudflare, Norton, Qualys, McAfee, of course, Procedure, one of the biggest in the world, Mimecast, CrowdStrike, Inumo, Tanium. So there's hundreds and hundreds, and we put them into the comparables. We have their financials. We have the whole model of ABCTech we put here together, as well as sensitivity analysis that shows what happens with the models when you do best case, worst case, most likely case. Then we have the exhibits themselves that shows some of those similar things, but also the strategy, the moving from the tactical to the strategic side. It shows the sensitivity analysis where you could have most case, worst case, best case, and most likely case. You can model that. It has all that done for ABC Tech. We modeled all of these by building these models, and then but we also have the economic models that are showing the basic underlying economics of the it's down at the bottom here, where these are all the curves, the economic curves, and there's an explanation here of how these final economic models create barriers to exit and how we should create an exit, especially with this slide where the fixed costs and the variable costs cross over with a higher unit costs because they have not gotten the correct capital structure yet. So that's very important economically to look at, and there's no time in the whole presentation to show all these. And finally, we have our references. There's 5 primary in the slideshow, but we have all 100 of them here. And we've taken Dr. Ahmed and we've taken the comparables, Kohler, Schilling, and Shaw that are the key ones mentioned in the slide presentation and highlighted them in red. Especially when you look at comparables, here's a list of many of those that we modeled. Zscaler, McAfee, Darcy, of course, McAfee was bought out with a current ratio of under 2 to 1. I mean, it was like a terrible ratio. Some of these were 6, 5, 1 to 6, 8 to 1 that are just terrible, and yet they got great valuations like we're saying we can get with ABC Tech. So to better understand what's happening with this company and why we've recommended what we have recommended in the final slideshow. So that's kind of our 4 minutes. That's a little more than our 4 minutes, but that's basically what the slideshow is all about. And this hopefully will augment it to show you that you can go click on the links within the show to come to this site, abctech.us, and see the additional resources that have been mentioned in the slideshow. So I'd like to thank you again. It's been a great class for all the classmates. Dr. Ahmed, I hope he will be on my dissertation committee as a content expert or on the committee itself somehow. I really look forward to working further with him, and it's been just a great class. You'll see in the comments on the website some of the comments he made that I'm using. I'm an adjunct professor, work at TCU and Harvard as well as Purdue, and I'm a business, and I do a lot of, you can see I'm a very old guy, and I do a lot of business modeling and economic and financial decisions, strategy decisions in my classes. So Dr. Ahmed's comments that are on this website are going to just be fantastic and have been a fantastic resource for my students too. So it's being passed down, all this great advice we got in this class. So without further ado, I thank you. It's been a great class. I hope I see you all in the future. And this is just a quick little summary of some of the other goodies that are in the show if you wanted to go ahead and take a look at the website. Thank you. Bye-bye.